Alright, so a pleasant day to each and everyone. How are you today, class? So I hope no that everybody is doing good. Ayan. So before we start our session for today, ayan, apologies lang class if meron kayong maririnig sa background ko na medyo maingay lang sa paligid. Ayan. But we will make sure to finish this lesson po for you to answer or for you to be prepared po for our activity for tomorrow. Okay? So our topic for today class is all about weight and measure. So first, in the context of culinary arts or cooking, when we say weight and measure, this is something to do with the size, with the amount, or with the capacity of an object or an item. So specifically, the object or item that I am referring to is yung mga ingredients, no, na ginagamit natin in food preparation. So, one of the main goal, why do we need to practice weight and measure in the kitchen profession is simply because we want to see the accurate and consistency, no, of the outcome of the food that we will prepare. So, accuracy matters class sa loob ng kusina kasi there are times na kapag hindi po tayo nagiging accurate sa measurement, dito po nagmumula ang kapalpakan ng ating mga niluluto. Okay? So, that is one of the factor. And always remember that measure and correct measurement and weight measurement class is one of the gold standard inside the kitchen. So we cannot do the mise en place. Halimbawa, if you will not weight or measure first the ingredients, and also if you will not use the kitchen tools and equipment like the measuring cup, the measuring spoon, the measuring glass, the weighing scale, ayan lang naman yung mga basic natin na ginagamit para mag-measure ng ingredients eh. So hindi natin makikita yung assurance ng pine-prepare natin if we will not use even a simple measurement. Okay? So, next slide. As we can see here sa ating um, screen is the foundation of cooking, which is mastering weights and measures is the critical first step to ensuring consistency, quality, and success in any professional culinary environment. So I have an example why it says that critical first step. Kasi sa cooking kasi no, halimbawa no, madali lang tayo dumiskarte ng amount na ilalagay natin halimbawa sa pine-prepare nating pagkain. Kaya madaling mag-adjust, no? Pero sa baking halimbawa, nagiging critical po ang ating pagme-measure kasi kailangan meticulous or masinsin ka sa bawat detalye ng i-measure mo. For example, if you will measure a bread flour sa pagbe-bake po ng bread, kailangan po sa measuring cup as is po yung or intact po yung bread flour sa measuring cup, pantay na pantay po yung pagkakalagay mo po ng bread flour. Na most of the time sa simple cooking, mag-i-scoop lang tayo niyan or tataktak lang yan dyan sa measuring cup and that's it. Regardless yan kung napuno or hindi masyadong napuno, okay lang sa cooking kasi we can do some adjustment. Pero sa baking po, kailangan po eksakto, intact, walang kulang, walang sobra. So, ito yung pwede ko ibigay sa inyo. That's why it is very critical. So, ibig sabihin lang po, sa pagpe-prepare natin ng pagkain, cooking kasi is very general, pero nagkakaroon po ito ng division, depende na po sa methods na ina-apply natin. So, hindi po lahat, no? Hindi po lahat ng methods madali po tayong mag-apply ng measurement. May mga particular methods of cooking tayo na very challenging po talaga at very kailangan natin na maging very maingat po sa pagme-measure. Okay, another thing that we need to consider po in measures and weights is what we call the accuracy. So why accuracy matters? So in professional kitchen, guessing is not an option. So precise measurements provide several non-negotiable benefits. So sa bahay, ang practice natin, no, most of you nakapag-ano na, nakakapagluto naman na sa bahay kahit mga simple menu. Ayan. So, mahilig tayo sa tansятology, 'no? Mahilig magtansya. Mahilig tayong bahala na kung gaano kadami ang ilalagay kong asukal o gaano kakonti. Tikman ko na lang mamaya, then I will adjust na lang. So, sa professional kitchen po, you will not guess kasi kailangan po natin i-apply yung yung tinatawag ko kanina pa na gold standard, which is the proper measurement talaga. Kasi hindi po pwede yan mag-iba-iba dahil may possibility po 'pag nag-guess ka, halimbawa kahit gaano ka pa katagal sa pagiging chef, if you guess, the measurement of the ingredient, regardless if that is dry or liquid, may tendency po na magkaroon po ng pagkakaiba ng lasa niyan. So si customer A, halimbawa nalasahan niya yung soup mo na na-prepare is quite salty, and then pagdating sa customer B parang medyo matamis na. Bakit? Hindi po naging accurate sa pagme-measure. So we need consistency, and this is that's why it is matter po. Consistency ensures the recipe tastes and looks exactly the same every time it is being prepared. Okay? Kasi may mga pagkakataon tayo na kahit we are very madiskarte or magaling tayo mag-adjust ng ingredients po na nilalagay natin sa food. Sa atin, okay yung adjustment na yon kasi we are knowledgeable. Pero hindi natin alam, nagkakaroon pala yan ng impact pagdating sa panlasa ng iba't ibang guest na. Kasi you did not practice accuracy and the consistency. And pagdating naman po sa yield control, so why accuracy matters is it guarantees the recipe produces the exact number of expected portions. So for example, um, magpe-prepare ka sa kitchen ng 1 kilo ng meatballs. Ayan. So ano bang tamang measurement natin for yung pieces no, or sizes ng meatballs sa 1 kilo? Halimbawa, pwede kang makapag-produce ng 100 pieces dapat. So 100 pieces dapat yung kailangan mong ma-produce from the 1 kilo of giniling para makagawa ka ng meatballs. Kasi kung tatantyahin mo yung bilog niyan, depende sa trip mo, may malaki, may maliit, small, medium, large. So, hindi natin mamimit ang 100 pieces. Eh, 100 pieces na yun, good for ilang pasta pa lang paglalagyan mo niyan. Ilang plate. For example, sa 100 pieces, meron kang 20 plates. At that, simply because of di ka naging maingat sa portion, no? Meron kang sariling galaw or diskarte sa pagbibilog ng mga meatball. So, hindi pala na-achieve yung pang 20 plates na pasta. Naging pang sampuan lang siya. Okay? So, that's why we need to measure. Di lang naman nagme-measure ng dry and liquid, even the sizes, pieces, ilan po yung kailangang ma-produce. And also, the cost control. So, it prevents ingredient waste and ensures accurate menu pricing and profitability. So, once napapractice natin the accurate measurement, mas nagagaranty po natin na wala po tayong nawi-waste na ingredients. At pinakamahalaga po ito sa food business, yung wala po masasayang sa mga stocks natin. So, paano po ito maia-apply? Okay? So, you need to check those ingredients that is needed on that specific dish. Okay? And then, ipa-practice na din dito yung what we call the prices of the ingredients to be used. Halimbawa sa market, medyo mahal halimbawa ang gulay. Eh um, meron kayo sa menu card nyo halimbawa na ipoprovide sa guest na mga vegetables sa list. So, might as well na pwede natin siyang um, i-maximize wherein yung ingredient na to o yung vegetables na to na mahal sa market is magagamit natin to the entire day or entire operation. Kasi nga once hindi natin magamit po yung mga ingredients na yan, may tendency na mahal mo na nga nabili, hindi pa siya nabili ng ating customer. So, to prevent waste, and then syempre gulay yon, ilang days pwede nang mabulok or masira. So, in the context of cost control, you will ensure first that the price of the ingredients po that you will buy or kukunin niyo sa supplier ninyo is tutubo tayo at hindi po magkakaroon po um, ng waste doon sa mga ingredients. Okay? So marami pang usapin pagdating sa cost control, no. Again, this is also another subject pagdating nyo ng second year, mas marami kayong matututunan dito, but I'm just giving a quick example lang sa ating fundamentals of cooking, no? Ayan. So, food science, essential for baking where chemical reactions depend on exact ratios. Ito po yung sinasabi ko sa inyo kanina. We're referring to the accurate measurement sa baking. Kasi, um, sa baking kasi, may mga ingredients po tayo or formula na kapag pinagsama-sama natin, hindi po siya nagwo-work out together. Pagka-bake natin halimbawa ng pastries, parang ano, may bitak, yung finished product halimbawa ng bread, bakit parang medyo dry, bakit parang medyo sunog yung kabilang side, yung kabila okay naman. Kasi nagma-matter po yung mga ratios po natin sa measurement ng ingredient. Since baking is part of science, so more of formula na may mga reactions po ang ating bawat ingredient depende po sa amount na nilalagay o pinaghahalo-halo. Unlike po sa basic cooking, kayang-kaya. Kayang-kayang paghaluin, nag-work out kumbaga. Pero sa baking, accuracy matters po. Okay? Another thing that we need to consider, class, is we have the three types of the measurement. So ano po yon? We have the weight, the volume, and the count. So when we say weight, you measures the mass or heaviness of an ingredient. So ano pong ginagamit natin sa kitchen pag tinawag po nating weight? Okay? What is the weight of this particular ingredient? So we will use the grams or ounces. So it is the most accurate method, especially for dry goods like flour or any dry ingredients. And we have also the volume. It measures the physical space an ingredient occupies. So we have an example. Sa volume, measure natin through cups or it can be liters. So ideal po ang volume for liquids but less accurate for compressible dry ingredients. And then we have also another type of measurement which is what we call the count. So yung count naman, it measures whole or it can be individual items. So examples natin, we have 3 apples, 2 eggs. O sige, ano pa dito? Wala sa ano natin. We have halimbawa 5 pieces of sliced bread. Ayan. Okay, what else? Ano pa ba yung pwede nating i-count? Halimbawa, you will cook steak, 2 pieces cut ng pork chop. Okay? Pork chop steak. Ayan. So, use when exact weight or volume is less critical to the final outcome. So, always remember that measurement are considered as, when it comes to the types, the weight, the volume, and the count. So, tatlo lang po yan. Okay? So, we have also weight versus volume. So, measuring by weight. So, a weight refers to the mass of an ingredient. In professional kitchens, scales are the standard. So, we have the pros or the advantage of measuring by weight. Extremely accurate, 100 grams of flour is always 100 grams, regardless of how packed or sifted it is. So, when we say sifted, you use the kitchen tool like the sifter, yung mas maliliit po yung mesh niya kumpara sa strainer. Okay? And it eliminates human error. So, kumbaga, parang mapapakita natin dito, one of the advantage po, if you will measure it by weight, nagiging eksakto po yung um, heaviness or gaano kakaunti yung ingredient natin, regardless po kung ano po ang inyong ginamit na kitchen tools. Okay? As is po siya. So, use cases, baking formulas, portioning meats, standardizing large batch of the recipes. Okay, so we have also measuring by volume. So volume refers to the space an ingredient takes up, common in home cooking and other recipes. So the advantage is that in measuring the volume, fast and convenient for liquids, tools are highly accessible. And ang kanyang disadvantage po is highly inaccurate for dry ingredients naman. A cup of flour can vary by 20 to 30% depending on how the user scoops it. That's why meron tayong measuring tools po sa kitchen. Kung may pang liquid tayo, meron lang din tayong pang dry ingredients. So hindi po pwede kasing basta-basta nating ma-convert ang liquid ingredient, no, i-me-measure mo siya for dry ingredient kitchen equipment. So, ang hirap nun. Ang hirap niyang i-convert and at the same time, hindi kayo sure sa pwedeng kalabasan ng finished product. So, it's very vital po that you're familiar kung ano po yung tools for dry, no? In order for you to measure, ano naman din yung tools for the liquid. Ganon. Okay? So, of course, conversion matters pa din naman. Pero limbawa, you will measure a common ingredient lang. Limbawa, tablespoon to teaspoon. Ayan, madali lang yun kasi parehas lang silang under that category. Tablespoon pa din naman. Pero if the tool, the kitchen tools po is, say for example, ang available is the measuring spoon. And then gagamit ka ng measuring glass to convert. Eh, yun po yung mali. Okay, hindi po tayo pwede mag-convert ng kitchen tools. Pwedeng conversion ng measurement exactly dun sa kakategory lang din niya. Nakukuha natin? Okay? Kasi we cannot play po when it comes to the measuring tools. Right? So essential tools that we are required to use as chef. So every commercial kitchen relies on standard tools to maintain precise measurements across all stations. So we have the digital scales. This is the backbone of the bake shop, and preparation kitchen should be calibrated regularly. So we have also the liquid volume measures. One of its purpose is to clear the containers with graded markings and use exclusively for liquids. Liquids like fresh milk, we have the cooking oil, water, yan. Ang example natin ng mga liquid volume. Okay? And then we have also the dry measuring cups and spoons. So the material is metal or it can be a plastic type. So it is designed to fill to the brim and leveled off. Used for small quantities of spices or it can be the dry goods. Okay? So, yeah, the power of the metric system. Yeah, as we can see here, the replicability, 100% replicability. So, why chefs prefer grams? So, it says here that in culinary arts, transitioning from volumetric customary units like cups or spoons to the metric system, no, which is the grams or the kilograms. It allows for absolute precision because the metric system is based on 10. Scaling recipes up or down mathematically is seamless. So reducing food waste and ensuring 100% replicable result no matter who is working the station. Ayan. So parang in the life of the chef, mas madali sa kanilang mag-measure if they gonna use grams or kilograms from time to time. Ayan. So, madaling mag-convert if we will use the metric system na tinatawag. Okay? So, kumbaga, from volume and then you will use the MS or the metric system. So, mas nagiging accurate or sure sila kahit may conversion na nangyayari. And that is the power of 100% replicability. Kasi madali naman talaga mag-measure glass pag grams and kilograms eh. Ang mahirap kapag ginagamitan na natin ng yung volumetric na tinatawag na units. Okay? Lalo na sa kitchen kung hindi naman available yung tools and equipments in order to measure the volume. So ang hirap pong mag-convert. So unlike grams, kilograms, meron ka lang weighing scale, measuring cup, yung mga basic or essential tool natin kanina, okay na. Sa volumetric kasi, we're gonna use some tools and equipment pa, no? Na minsan nakakapag it entails too much time sa part ng chef unlike po gagamit ng MS. Okay? Or the metric system. So, kahit sino, kahit may shifting ng chef, kaya pong gawin yung pagme-measure kasi madali lang siya. Kasi the you have already the tools like what you have seen here on the picture. Okay, measuring dry ingredients. So we have flour and powders. Yeah, lightly spoon the ingredient into the dry measuring cup until overfilled. Then level off using a straight spatula or knife. Ayan. Makikita nyo sa picture the way po siya mini-measure. Hindi lang flour, any types of dry ingredients, powdered. Ayan. Ayan, yung mga powdered milk natin, cornstarch, and whatsoever. So, you need to, what? Scoop it first. Then, pag puno na po yan, ili-level up na natin siya using the straight spatula para pagpantay po. Okay? So, ayan yung sinasabing accuracy. Yung brown sugar naman, sabi dito, unlike flour, brown sugar must be packed firmly into the measuring cup to press out air pockets, holding its shape when inverted. So, kumbaga, inaano naman natin ang mga sugars po. Iba kasi yung consistency niyang mga yan. So, kailangan mo siyang i-press down kasi may mga spaces pa yan sa loob. Intak mo siya hanggang mapuno, hanggang mawalan na ng hangin sa loob ng cup. And that is the proper way to measure sugar. Unlike flour na mabilis po siyang, mabilis ma-fill po yung cup. Okay? So, small quantities, we have uh, 4 spices, baking soda, salt, use standard measuring spoons, scoop and level off the top, completely flush